Hello people, this is Mark from Courage Change Works. Guys, I hope that you are well. Just a little quick video, sort of a addition to this whole idea of contentment. I have made another video which you can check in the playlist, which where I describe some of the benefits of developing this thing called contentment and what it does for you, etc, etc. I don't want to duplicate that, so I just want to kind of do a additional few little ideas, secrets if you want, on how to become a little bit more content. What I will say, what I said before in the other video, contentment in my mind is the secret to this buoyancy that keeps you afloat in life in terms of your emotional state, where if you become content, it doesn't rock your boat, it doesn't shake your world, or as a friend of mine says, it doesn't rain so much in your atmosphere when you are just happy. When you are content, it means you are in better control of your emotional state, your thought patterns, and so on. So I thought about what can I say about how to develop this thing called contentment. And guys, I've just got a few ideas here which I want to kind of give to you with the hopes that it makes sense and you learn from them and start taking these little secrets and applying them so that your contentment increases, where you remain, so to speak, the king of your emotional castle. So what can I tell you about contentment in terms of how to grow it, how to develop it, or how to increase it? I don't know quite how to say this, but you get the meaning, don't you? You understand what I'm saying? Right, so listen, this is how I think contentment grows, develops, matures, call it whatever you like. Number one is to practice contentment. Listen, as a sports person of years ago, you wouldn't say that, no, the only thing I can run fast now is my mind, and certainly that's about as far as it goes. But unless I practiced my sport, I certainly did not get any better. So here it is, unless you practice in your efforts to become more content, as you start to chip away at all that other stuff that you don't need, and you start developing an attitude of gratitude and contentment, my friend, let me tell you, it will start to move in a good position for you. The thing is, most people are lazy and they don't want to do it. They just want to be happy with the feeling and belief that if everything is going to be okay, it's not, doesn't work that way. So practice at your contentment and make strides to improve it. That means you've got to become a little bit more aware. There is a video in the pipeline for that, where I will be speaking about becoming centered, becoming grounded, learning how to become present within yourself and becoming more aware, you know, those kind of things. In my eyes, those things are equally as important, but for now, contentment. So practice your levels of contentment and chip away at the unnecessary stuff. 2, and it's a thing that I've noticed as I've been doing these little videos and as I've been thinking about this whole idea about how do we get people from a place of mentally ill health to a mental level of fitness. And the thing that kind of reoccurs over and over again is this thing about friendships, relationships, expand your social circles, so to speak. Now, please don't get me wrong and think just like a 5-year-old who believes you need to have 6 million friends. That doesn't count. What counts is not how many friends you have, but it is the quality of friends that you do have. And what I'm going to say now nearly will seem contradictory to all of that, but unless you start developing and investing in your social circles, your friendships, your relationships, your contentment will not increase. What that simply means is you need to start investing in those friendships that you deem to be worthwhile in investing, and that will cultivate some, dare I say, happiness, which will also then be a massive platform in contemplating, developing and generating this whole thing about contentment. And I suppose in one sense it also suggests that if you are content in your 3, 4, 5, whatever number of friends, then maybe you've already learned the value of being content with those relationships and not the millions that people strive for when they are kids. So maybe there is already some progress that you've made as you've grown up and matured. But it is important that you invest in these kind of relationships, social circles, friendships, and so on. Expressing gratitude, man, this is something that I spoke in another video also. It is really, really important. Otherwise people will just see you as someone that's got a major chip on their shoulder in terms of arrogance and ignorance. And I believe that gratitude generates humility, which is in my eyes also really, really important. Man, when you start expressing gratitude, it kind of puts you in your place in terms of the circle of life and your role that you play in this world. How does that develop contentment? Simply in this way, as far as I am concerned. You understand that you can't do everything. You need to do your bit, and your bit may seem insignificant, but once you start doing your bit, then it generates contentment, because it means you can't do more than your bit, otherwise you end up being fake. And let me tell you, there's nothing worse than fake people. They are the ones that suck your life out of you. They're the ones who take up all your time. They're the ones who stab you in the back, these fake people. And when you think that you can do more than what you are capable of, please, my friend, be careful for this thing about becoming fake. I hope I've said that right. It doesn't really matter. You understand what I'm saying? So by expressing gratitude, this also is this process of keeping you humble. It keeps you at a place where you realize who you are. At least I think so. But it also means that you need to rely on other people. Other people do things for you. Gratitude is the key. And it's, in old English, it's just simply having some manners, and that goes a long way. As they say, if you're a parent, you'll understand where I'm coming from. Manners cost you nothing, but it takes you a long way. So by expressing gratitude for, let me dare say, the little things in life, you know what I mean? It means a lot, not just for the universe, for that person, but I can tell you now, it will start to bubble something in you just the same. Express gratitude. It's a fantastic, beautiful quality to have. It is nearly, in my eyes, a skill, because so many people think that they are above everybody else because they are ignorant and fake. Be aware. Right, let me just turn my page, because this is what happens. Here we go. How do we generate contentment? Well, we need to be optimistic. Listen, not everything in the world is that bad. Sure, at the time it may feel like your world is falling apart. Man, and if it does, dust yourself off, pick up the bricks from your broken world and start building a new and better one. That is optimistic. You can look at your pile of rubble of your destroyed world and cry in a corner with a pity party as your favorite music, but let me tell you, it takes something to say, I'm going to pick up myself and dust myself off and take that rubble and do something constructive with it. There you go. Be strong, you know you are. Moreover, let's be fair, let's become a little bit more aware that yes, while my world is falling apart, there are other people who feel they've got no world. When you develop this optimistic gratitude contentment thing, when you start thinking about the other people in the world, and I'm going to talk about people in the third world, where they simply have nothing. And what I mean by that is, sometimes these people have nothing. By being optimistic about your circumstances, it may just cause you to say things aren't really that bad. I make it bad because I talk about how bad things are. Change the way you talk about things. Chances are the way you experience those things will also change. Be optimistic. Everybody needs an optimist. No one needs a pessimist. Okay? Be optimistic. Always look for the silver lining while it is thundering out there. Please, it is a good thing. Another thing that I've noticed that's coming up time and time again is this thing about finding a purpose. If you have mental ill health, whether you are depressed or suicidal or whatever the case might be, I'm not suggesting that it's easy. I know, guys, finding a purpose is something that will give you direction. Once you find your purpose, then you have something to strive for. On my emails I used to say, and I think I still said on some of them, but I may not have, I don't know. It says, if you aim for the stars, you may hit the moon. If you aim at nothing, you'll hit it all the time. Therefore, aim high. What's that all about? There's simply this. Find a purpose. Find the stars in your life. Aim at those. Even if you don't reach or get to it, you will hit something. You need to find a purpose. Find something that you enjoy. Find something that you love. Find something that will challenge you. Find something that will relax you. Find something that you can get lost in. It is important. That also generates gratitude and contentment. Why? Because it really scratches where you itch. And finally, being present, living in the moment, realizing that yes, it may be not so fantastic, but being in the moment will bring one thing to your attention: you're still alive. There is hope. being aware of what's going on, being aware of what you're thinking about, being aware of what you're talking about, being aware with who and what you surround yourself with. Okay, find a purpose. It is a theme that I've noticed that is reoccurring time after time as I'm making these little videos, and I feel that that is your torch that will light your dark path that you are currently working on, and as you shine that torch you will get places where there is betterment waiting for you. So there, guys, that is it. At least for this video. There will be some more coming along the lines of contentment and similar topics. So for now, if you find this video to be helpful or useful or challenging, anything like that, please put that in the comments. I would like to read what you have to say. Likewise, subscribe and comment, hit the bell, and of course share on your social media platforms across the board. This is Mark from Colours Change Works. Guys, I will speak to you soon.